All right, I just wanted to share something with you really quickly. Hopefully, it's quick and we'll see what happens from here. But I really did have a question. Does God have any friends? Like, I'm serious. Does he have any friends? I mean, are there any friends around, like anywhere? Does he have any friends? You ask the doomers and gloomers of our day, he ain't got no friends. Why am I even saying this? Because I'm just reminded of the horrible experiences that you would read in the Bible that were taking place with the people of God. With the people of God, and then the things that were happening in the world. What's really interesting to me is that when we read the Old Testament, that God is always checking his kids. He's not out here, trying to check the world without checking his kids first. And I just be wondering every time I hear somebody get up and say, something to the effect of, God is getting ready to send judgment and he's getting awesome. You probably right. Destruction is getting ready to flood the land. You are probably accurate, like 100%. Not going to take that from you. But what I am going to say is, are you his friend? I'm reminded of Abraham and Moses, two of my favorite characters, Abraham and Moses. These were considered to be God's friends. These were considered to be individuals that God spoke to face, mouth to mouth, literally prophets and priests of their day. People who were leading God's people into the promised land, people who were leading God's people into closer intimacy and relationship with God. So they got a firsthand look. I mean, even one of my boys, he was just like, these your people. Like, listen, I'll check out in a heartbeat. You the one who called me here. I could have still been what I was. Like, I could have still stayed the Prince of Egypt. I didn't have to do all of this stuff. And, I'm just trying to I'm obeying. Okay. But I just think about their negotiation power. Do we have any of that? Again, my question is, does God have any friends? Because if God does have any friends that exist today here in our time, then yes, we could still hear the word of the Lord saying that destruction is coming, famine is coming, this is coming, sickness, disease, all of the things are coming. But here's why Jesus even died, so that we could have access to him. God's love language, listen to me, is reconciliation, redemption, and restoration. He is looking to bring humanity back to him, not the people who just saved. No, all of humanity. And why did I even say that? Because the Bible says in John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son. So his desire is to bring all of humanity back to him. But he starts with his kids. He starts in the church. So if we're going to pronounce all the dooming and the glooming, stop trying to fight people who are, telling the truth and happen to be the whistleblowers that have to expose certain things. Yeah, there's always a way to do it. There's a way to do it, but it ain't about cover. Nah, y'all don't want people to cover you because you told Nathan to get out your church. You don't want people to really bring a correction. Nah, because you the chief and you're the person, you the set man, set woman of the house. And who gonna tell you? No, no. We make God look weak because all he can do is tear up things. But he don't have no friends who could negotiate and bargain with him and cause him to turn. Where are those prophets? Where are those people that have the ability to cause God to turn? Like, that's who I'm looking for. I want to be one of those individuals. I know I'm not a prophet, but I am doing my best to learn how to be his friend. The moment I start to see destruction and the moment I start to see, well-named prophetic types and prophets and the like start to say things about, the state of the world, I immediately begin to pray. It's not that they are wrong. I'm not saying they're right. But what I begin to do is negotiate with God. God, turn it. You said, if my people, you were willing to spare an entire corrupt city for the sake of one man's intervention, one man's intercession. He said, hey, hold on one second. I got family over there. So I'm just asking you, could you do me a favor? Yeah, it kind of made God tight, but that was his friend. So he like, I'm gonna indulge you and I'm gonna engage with you. I'm just trying to figure something out. Can somebody help me real quick? Does God have any friends out there? Is there anybody that exists in the world today that has the power to negotiate with God? Or maybe we just don't teach that anymore. Maybe we want to see God be destructive. Maybe that's what we want to see. And if that's something you want to see, you need to understand that you don't have the heart of God. God's heart is redemptive. His character is redemptive in nature. He is a God of reconciliation. He is a God of restoration. Yes, he is a man of war, but he also is a lover. Yes, he is not going to play the fool with people, not at all. He means his business about his desire and about what he wants to do in the earth. I am here for it. He is serious about suffering a witch not to live and all of the wonderful things. He is serious about bringing judgment to the household of faith first. And even when those words come, I'm like, God help us, because we are an embarrassment. I'm like Michael Jackson on Jackson 5, The American Dream. How could you do this to all of our fans? And then, you just out here embarrassing us. Stop that. There's got to be voices today that have some type of relationship with God that reflects his heart. I just wanted to get that off my chest. That's really what I wanted to do, because I was just trying to figure out, I'm on the waiting list, I think, to try to be his friend. I know I'm his daughter. But I want to be his friend, because I want to be able to see things happen and know for a fact that I can cause his heart to turn. This is what friendship is with God. So for all of us who are out here screaming, we're God's friend. No, you're not. Because if you're God's friend, it's going to always be about the people and not your word. Not you trying to prove your word was right and you said it first. I promise you, God is sick of that kind of behavior too. In any case. But let me know. If you one of God's friends, let me know. And then, all of his friends should probably get together and, probably, start to do a few things, collectively and, start, bringing that together so that we can see the redemptive nature of God. Isn't it, just one more thing, isn't it beautiful when God has pronounced something, Hezekiah, when that God said that this is the conclusion of you, my sir, and your relationship and your covenant with him has the ability to turn that verdict and that pronouncement. Man, it's beautiful. I've seen him do it in my own life. I pray that we see it and we learn how to war for the nature and the character that God has towards humanity. And we start to see these things and say, Lord, have mercy. Have mercy on me first, and have mercy on the people that this pronouncement was made upon. Give us the wherewithal to pray according to your heart, your desire, and your pleasure, because you wish that none would perish until they have come into the knowledge of the saving power of your Son. Let me get off of here. In any case, I'm asking the question, does God have any friends? That's it.